Okay, I'm going to do a really basic instructional video on the rules of the Houston Electric Football League. Um, I want to make clear that this is very, very basic. We're just going to talk about how the players set up. We're going to talk about how you do a running play, how you do a passing play, the play progression itself, the steps in it, and I'm going to keep it really simple. I would encourage anybody, if you really want to understand the rules, particularly if you're going to be playing in the league this season, to go online to www.leaguelineup.com/HEFL. That's www.leaguelineup.com/HEFL, our initials, Houston Electric Football League, and read through the rules. There's a lot of instructional materials, pictures, demonstrates how to do plays and everything. So this is very basic. But without further ado, let's go through it. A few things on the line setup. Like regular football rules, 7 men have to be on the line of scrimmage. One thing I want you to notice in here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, is you'll notice that the only player in the neutral zone, and let me back these guys up because they're actually too close, for demonstrating a proper setup. The other players have to be at least 1 yard out of the neutral zone. So you can see that the only player, this guy's got arms, so I'm going to back him up. The only player that's in and allowed in the neutral zone is the center. The neutral zone, to demonstrate, we'll put some linemen out here just so you can see that, is the imaginary line that runs parallel through the offense and the defense. The center is in the neutral zone because that's where the ball is, if there was a ball, which we don't have one actually here, but so I'm put some players out here just to show. Okay, if I lined up that way on defense, just we'll zoom out so you can see that. See the whole field there. So you can see that the only players that are in the neutral zone is the center. The only other player in the neutral zone, let me back up, are the 2 out receivers. So you have to have 2 receivers on the line of scrimmage. So we have here a wide receiver, and here we have a slot receiver. The other receivers can be as much as, on a large board, 3 yards back. On a smaller board, this is a scale board, it's 30 by 64, 30 inches wide, 64 long. You have to be about 3 yards back. If you're way back here, that's illegal. Can't line up back there. So I'm going to put him about 3 yards back. Again, if it was the normal 2x4 boards, it'd be about 5 yards back. In regards to the players, you can see that the linemen have to be lined up straight at the snap. The quarterback cannot be directly on the center pushing forward unless it is a short yardage play. Short yardage plays are defined as 2 yards or less. So if it was 2nd and 1, 3rd and 2, something like that, you could go short yardage. 4th and 1, you could have the quarterback directly on the center doing a quarterback sneak. Otherwise, the quarterback has to be at least a base length back if they're going to be under the center going forward. If you want them just directly under center, you can put them going backwards. Now note that if this quarterback is under the center, and if you snap the ball and he's going forward, that's considered a false start on the quarterback, and that's a 5-yard penalty. On the offense, we played it down, so I'm going to put him back. Now I'm going to put him going, just for sake of this discussion, I'm going to have him going backwards. I'm going to put him under center going backwards for this demonstration, I should say. The quarterback, again, has to be directly in line in the center, and we just talked about where he has to be in proportion to the center, given the situation. Oh, there is one other situation where the quarterback is allowed to actually be under center pushing forward. If sake of this demonstration again, let's just say this is the center and they are on the goal line. If you can see that, they're on the goal line. Let me zoom in a little bit. And let's say they're on the goal line and there's a defender, right? And imagine that we have the entire offense out here, but we're just demonstrating another time that you can do a quarterback sneak. If you're on the goal line, 2 yards or less off your own goal coming out, the quarterback can be coming forward to sneak out. That's the other time the quarterback can be going directly forward on the center. So again, we're going to have him going backwards for purposes of this demonstration. Now, regarding the other skilled players, by skilled players, also known as eligible receivers, wide receiver, slot receiver. That could have been a tight end if I moved him in. He'd have been a tight end, but right now we're going to have him out here, so he's a slot receiver. He's got to be on the line of scrimmage as we talked about. These guys can be angled any way you want at the snap, before the snap I should say. Also, the two running backs can be angled any way you like. So let me change something out here. So there's two running backs here. They can be angled out any way I like. I can have them going, but they have to stay within the tackles. They can't be out here. If they're out here, you can put them out there, but if you put them out there, you got to be closer than that. Now they have to come up, right? Because now they're receivers. They can't be back here. On a large scale board, they can be as much as 15 yards back. So they could actually be back here. No part of the base being more than 15 yards. On the regular boards, we play the 2x4s, 39x24s. It would be 20 yards back. The 20 yards on these large boards would be back here, and that's just too far, right? So it'd be about 15 yards, no more than 15 yards back. And that's because they're within the tackles. Again, if they came out here, then they'd have to come up closer. Now they'd be receivers, but we're going to put them back in the backfield. So we're going to angle them like this at the snap. The quarterback has to be in line with the center. If they're going to be, again, going forward, they have to be a base back. I could put them in shotgun. If these receivers if these two guys are going to carry the ball, they cannot be any further up. They've got to be, if they're like that, they cannot carry the ball because they're in front of the quarterback. If they're even, they can carry the ball. So I'm going to say again, if they're behind the quarterback, can't carry the ball. If they're even, they can carry the ball. Now, you could have done this. I could have lined up that way, right? This gentleman, this player here, cannot carry the ball. He's going to be a blocker because he's in front of the quarterback. This guy is even with the quarterback. Put him back a little bit. He's even with the quarterback, so he can carry the ball. Okay? Now, the quarterback, even if I did that, I'm going to move this over. The quarterback would have to be directly in line with the center, which he is. So you could do that. Okay? And again, nobody more than 15 yards, 5, 10, 15 behind, no part of base behind the line of scrimmage. the offensive line. So that's how that works. One last thing regarding the setup. The quarterback can be dropping at the snap if you like. One thing we have in our league is we call it a drop back bar. The drop back bar is used, you can place it anywhere you want. You don't want to put it more than 15 yards because if you drop back too far, in this case, if you drop back past the 10, that would be a automatic throwaway. If you drop back too far, if you decide to let the quarterback drop on his own, and he goes more than 10 yards, this is after the play is being run, obviously, and you snap the ball and everybody's moving. If the quarterback, let's say, had gone this far back, let's say maybe he didn't use the bar, or maybe he had the bar too far back, he had the bar back there. Maybe he misses the bar. You put the bar there and he runs over here. In this case, because he's outside of the tackles, let's say if the play had been snapped and everybody moved, right? He moved up, he moved up. He goes out, he goes out. Quarterback drops that far back. You see where I moved everyone around? If the quarterback had dropped at the 10 is 15 yards, if he had dropped too far back, then because he is outside of the tackles, if you drop too far back, you have to throw it away. That would be okay because he's outside of the tackles. If he had dropped back too far, and let's say he was inside the tackles, that would be intentional grounding. That'd be 10-yard penalty, loss of down. So I wanted to demonstrate how to set up properly in the HEFL. Okay?